the other weekend and everything, the ye old liquor store that is around my way down here in Southern Maryland, they had a wine tasting. I'm mentioning this wine. I'm mentioning this wine tasting, GPS, and I told you about this before.
Yes.
They actually had, and Snoop Dogg, please listen to this because this is of concern to me as well as the gentlemen that are here in this show. Down in Southern Maryland, we had a wine tasting for none other than 19 Crimes. I was happy. I was ecstatic. And better yet, I was the first one there. So, they had different types of 19 Crimes. They had Cali Red. They had the Rosé. They also had the Shiraz, and they also had a Cabernet Sauvignon. So they were just breaking down everything, all the different tastes, and wanting you to see what you taste, what flavors and stuff. But there was one problem, Snoop. And this is really a concern for me because I know that you really are serious when you're dealing with your wines. The person that came out to do the explanation of the wines, with all due respect, she didn't really know too much. Now, we are not the masters such as GPS, who is the connoisseur of liqueur, but we do know something. But when I went there, two things that kind of worried me. First of all, the individual was writing down what people were saying were the flavors that they were catching from the individual wines. I can understand that, but shouldn't you have some kind of a knowledge beforehand of what these individual wines taste like already? That's one. Two, which I had a complaint with, they give you these little glasses. You've seen them, Cortez. These little glasses, little plastic cups where they give you a sample.
Oh, yeah, church cups. I call them the church cups. They call it communion cups.
Yeah. The blood of Christ, amen. So they give you this cup, but here's the problem. Shouldn't you have that cup filled up to almost the brim because it's such a small sample size? Not here. They filled it. Man. They filled it a quarter of that cup. How am I supposed to know what type of flavors are in the wine if you're only giving me a quarter of the cup?
That's not wine tasting, man. I don't know what the hell that was.
That's not even sipping. That's not even sipping.
A traditional wine tasting, you get a glass. They give you a glass.
Even if it's a sample, they give you a good sample.
Yeah, this little shot, they gave you less than a shot glass, man.
That's like a spit glass. That's what it really was. And
man. Did you talk with the manager about this, man?
I didn't want to mention it to them, but they do have an event that's coming up. Actually, today they have an event now throughout the holidays, every Friday and Saturday. Today they're doing some Spanish ones, which I will let you know about what I see there when I go there later on today. But the point is with Cali, with 19 Crimes, I was very concerned because this person didn't seem like they knew what they were doing, but I kind of wanted to help them out. So I gave them like the flavors and the hints that I told them about. They were jotting it down. It's almost like dictation. Like, take this down. This is what I'm telling you. They're writing it down. But then
you went up in there and just took over, didn't you?
Sort of, kind of, somewhat, but not in a way that kind of disrespected their position.
No. Snoop, my buddy is endorsing your products, man. Yes. You need to hook him up because he can talk about he knows about your product, man. You can send him to any place.
Honestly, she meant well. I'm not going to take everything.
She did, man.
She meant well.
Yeah, it's just she didn't know the background information on this specific brand, man.
I don't think it's more I think she probably just read ingredients and read the taste, and that was it. And if she tasted it was very little. Because I tasted every single one of them, and I knew the difference with the Shiraz, with the Cabernet Sauvignon, and then Snoop's Cali Red and Rosé. I knew the differences of what I tasted, but I even added, because you know me, I use the Rosé or the Cali Red, excuse me. I use the Cali Red sometimes with a little bit of fish, a little bit of chicken, add it like a little marinade, give it a nice little flavor. Elevate. Remember how Gordon said, elevate the flavor.
Elevate.
Yes. So I mentioned that to them. They said, oh, really?
Wait. So you have become a wine enthusiast.
An enthusiast. Yes, I like that. Yes, I would consider myself an enthusiast. Yes, I am.
You need to go talk with them and say, hey, I can do a better job than who you got doing the job now. That's if you want to take on that extra responsibility.
I mean, if the price is right. No, but I mean, seriously, I didn't want to take anything away from them because, maybe they're just not, maybe they don't drink as much as I do. Not saying that I drink. I do sip. I do drink. But I kind of try to want to taste what I'm drinking and know what it's about.
You got their palates are not as sophisticated as your palate. That's what it sounded like to me. It sounded like they did this thing, but it didn't look like a traditional wine tasting.
Oh no, it was just a table, a bunch of bottles and everything. It was like kind of like
that's not no wine tasting, man. That's just a sample. That's like a sample table, bro.
That's a hood. That's a hood event. That's basically a straight hood event.
Man, I've been to a wine tasting, man.
Yes,
I know how they set it up.
And I have to.
That's what I'm saying. We know. You should call them out on it. Like, this ain't no damn wine tasting. Who told y'all this was wine tasting?
Ghetto. No, but I really, when I mentioned to him, going back, I mentioned to him about the chicken and the fish and how I marinate it and kind of like bring down the alcohol a little bit, but it really elevates the flavor of the chicken and of the fish, which it does. I mean, with all being honest, full disclosure. She's writing it down. And then this guy comes around. So she's like, "Do you want to try a sample of some of these? You would like to try a sample of the Cali Red? It has these type of flavors. Oh, it's also good for chicken too." And the guy's like, "Oh, really? Okay, good to know." I was like, "Really?" I was like,
"You've been under the white man stole your product, man. The white man just came and undermined your plan of your ideas and." Oh man, you got cloned, man.
I've been cloned. Shit.
That's what I said. She wrote it down and probably read it right off the sheet.
Well, she memorized the shit. Oh, use for chicken, use for fish, use for chicken.
Use for chicken, right? Oh yeah, by the way, use for
chicken.
Oh,
by the way, you could use it for chicken, use it for fish. Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Worry, man. They did the same thing to James Brown, the same thing to everybody else out here, man. You get ripped.
Man, all I gotta say is, Snoop, we might joke around a lot here, but one thing we don't joke about, and that's why we have Mr. GPS, we don't joke about our liquors. We love our liquors, we love our wines, we love our champagnes, or whatever we have on this show, whatever Mr. GPS has for his Liquor of the Week for America, we stand by him 100%, as well as the bonuses that we bring out. We stand by them 100%. So please, if you find some way to talk with 19 Crimes, or even 19 Crimes, you guys have supported us when we supported Cali Red and everything, and we respect you guys 100%. Please, if you have people that do come out for giving tasting for 19 Crimes, make sure that they're fully aware of the wines themselves. Even if they have to do a little more than a sample, that's okay. Because if you're really dedicated to your job, you're going to dig in deep. You're going to go in deep with it. I mean, Cortez, he is deep into his education. He is deep into his art history. That's why he's an awesome artist. Mr. GPS, he is deep into his mechanics. He is deep into his music. He is deep into his liqueur. That's why he is the jack of all trades and the master of all. Not the master of none, the master of all.
Yes!
Salute, my friend. So
bring your Porsche 911 to me. I will fix it. Psych.
Bring your poor, you're tired. What does that say over there on the Statue of Liberty?
Bring your poor, you're tired, you're sick, you're hungry, blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
Blah.
So
they took that shit to heart and they just roll it in here.
We are a public service as far as the liquor goes here and everything else that we do here. So 19 Crimes, thank you for bringing your representative out. I would say, if we can just tighten up the screws on the representatives that you bring out so they're very knowledgeable about it and their palates are knowledgeable, then it would be a great event. It was a good event. Don't get me wrong, but we wanted to make it great. So please, come reply to us. Let us know how we can help you. Snoop, please.
They want us to come down there and do a show, man. Probably let us do a live show down there.
We love that. We do live shows. It's been a minute, but hey, COVID and everything keeps us restricted. But we are willing to come out and promote via live show, especially the man of the hour, Mr. GPS. He is more than willing to come out. We just got to make sure that he's not catatonic before he comes out.